I like kids. I don't have any of my own, and while that might change someday, I still get a little twinge in my gut thinking of being responsible for someone else's life other than my own. There's Something Wrong with the Children is about that very uncomfortable feeling and a lot more. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. There's Something Wrong with the Children is new on-demand and digital download from Paramount Pictures. It's directed by Roxanne Benjamin and written by TJ Cimfel and David White. Two couples, Margaret, played by Aisha Wainwright, and Ben, played by Zach Gilford, and Ellie, played by Amanda Crew, and Thomas, played by Carlos Santos, take a vacation at a cabin in the woods for the weekend. Margaret and Ben do not have children. Ellie and Thomas do. Lucy, played by Briella Guiza, and Spencer, played by David Mattel. As a favor, Margaret and Ben decide to give Ellie and Thomas some alone time and have Lucy and Spencer stay at their cabin for the night. But when the children become lost in the woods under their care, Margaret and Ben freak out. Yet the kids return from the woods not long after. Margaret and Ben feel as though they've dodged a bullet, but soon they realize that there is something off with the children since they've returned from the woods. There's Something Wrong with the Children is a wonderful little story about parenthood, and more precisely, that key time in a relationship when one decides to have children and all of the fears and anxiety that comes with that decision. By pairing up these two somewhat similar couples, the film offers an examination of this very real quandary many couples face. Even before the kids turn into little monsters, Benjamin and her writing team of Cimfel and White construct a very compelling narrative of to parent or not to parent. All of the actors involved sell this conflict well, making the argument even more engaging. Both couples have their issues with having children or not, yet the polite engagement between the couples remain for a time until the pressure comes on. That's when the really juicy interactions begin, as this difference in perspectives proves to be the one thing that causes a wedge between these two couples. It takes a bit of time for the supernatural horror stuff to arise in There's Something Wrong with the Children, but that time spent with the couples is never boring because of the compelling argument set up. Once things do start getting weird, we know where both couples stand, and when Ben and Margaret start noticing that the kids are not what they seem after being lost in the woods, the oblivious Ellie and Thomas immediately become defensive about their kids. It makes for a nicely constructed and finely detailed conflict between the two couples. But don't worry, this isn't just a relationship drama. Using the info that we know about these two couples, the filmmakers construct a very intricate dance between those who have suspicions about the children, those who are unsuspecting, and the children themselves. It's fun seeing these creepy kids manipulate all four of the adults. While sometimes they do so in a childish way, showing that the kids are not the perfect angels their parents think they are, soon it devolves into some devious machinations where the kids are downright deadly. While there is a sort of predictability going on, where you're just waiting for each adult to realize these kids are not what they seem, the suspense existed and persisted. Benjamin produces some very tense scenes when the children finally bare their fangs. While the cat and mouse chase scene is a tried and true trope of horror movies, Benjamin manages to make these scenes intense, mainly because we got to know these adults in peril so well during the first half hour or so. The violence is pretty harsh and downright twisted at times, but the true standout is the psychological rogering the kids do to these adults. It's not bloodless, but the way these kids undermine and manipulate the adults is what makes this movie truly horrific. There are no complaints in the acting department either. They've got 4 very talented actors in the lead. Gilford, Wainwright, Crew, and Santos do a great job of humanizing these characters, giving them distinct positive and negative traits that add to the drama. While the cast is small, the performances are solid all the way through. The child actors are not annoyingly bad until they're supposed to be annoyingly evil, and then they're just that. There's Something Wrong with the Children is not necessarily original. It basically takes the well-worn concept of both the children movies, which are both pretty excellent, Village of the Damned, not the remake, The Brood, The Devil Times 5, and other evil kid movies, where evil comes in the package of an innocent child. Still, There's Something Wrong with the Children proves that there's nothing more creepy than kids. One standout that might be seen as a criticism is that this film has some very odd musical choices. Numerous times throughout the film, there are some very abrasive musical bursts that contradict the action and mood of the scene. It definitely gives the film a bit of an original style, but I don't know if that musical style thematically matches what it is that is playing out. It's an interesting choice, one that didn't really sit well with me and took me out of the story numerous times. That said, There's Something Wrong with the Children is a strongly constructed film with a lot of solid build-up to the inevitable turn when the kids finally show their true colors. I like the vague pod person-like look and feel of these little monsters, but the film manages to make it all feel original with some clever shadow work, solid acting, hectic action, and a downright devious edge to the way these kids act. There's Something Wrong with the Children takes a familiar horror cliche and really makes it personal and effective. It's slow to start, but in exchange for that, you end up caring for these adults and really loathing those oh-so-wrong children.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be. Stuck inside your reality, you're doomed. Oh, you're doomed. You're